Welcome back to the channel. Today we are in one of my favorite places, Pacific Grove, California. We are a few miles just south of Monterey. I'm sure you know where that is. It's a beautiful little town. I've been here probably 4, 5, maybe 6 times, and I've never been here. Well, you can't see it, but it's there. And that's the Pinos Lighthouse. It's only open a couple times a week, and I just never seem to be here when it's open. Also, I've never been to Pacific Grove when it is sunny. They're known for their, like San Francisco, it's very cold, very foggy. I'm always here at the same time of year. It is end of July, beginning of August. And it is currently a high of 63 degrees today. But yeah, usually this time of year it's cloudy, it's rainy, but it's gorgeous today. Let me show you. Got the ocean, got a golf course out there. Said lighthouse, we'll go in that in a few minutes. But yeah, so I'm here for a few days. Holiday break before I go back to work. So yeah, let's check out the Pinos Lighthouse. Again, if it's your first time, please like, please subscribe, please comment. Also, I love doing these videos. I hope you enjoy watching them, and it's a place that you want to go see, want me to take you in Southern California. Let me know, and I will do that. Oh, hold on. And you can see there are deer out there. Lots of deer. It is what they call fawning season right now. There are signs everywhere. Another deer right there looking at me. All the babies are being born right now. In fact, at the end of this video, I will put in, there's a cemetery across the street and full of deer. Adult deer with big giant racks, mama deer, and a bunch of baby deer. So I'll put that at the end of the video. Hopefully I'll remember. So, let's go check out the Pinos Lighthouse. So it is free to walk around the grounds. It's $7 to go in the lighthouse. So let's do all of that. So this is an old fog signal. It would go, but now with GPS, they're few and far between, I guess. Imagine somebody lived here. They would store their flammable liquids here, the whale lard. This is the anchor of a ship that ran aground in 1905 up by Monterey. So beautiful here. I guess his wife had a vegetable garden out there in the corner. The light keeper. Fun fact, as I read to you, Point Pinos is the oldest continuously operating lighthouse on the West Coast. There was a lighthouse on Alcatraz that was there longer, but it went down and it was replaced in 1909. So even that one there was there first. This one is the longest continually used. Let's go see inside.
They switched to kerosene, and then in 1919 they switched to electricity. And from about 1912 to 1940, they used this eclipser. This was the eclipser that was in our lighthouse. What it would do is it ran like a grandfather clock. This weight at the bottom ran in the weight way right there from the light, and it would turn this around, making the light appear to go on for 20 seconds and off for 10. Now our light goes on and off electronically, and it's on for 3 seconds and off for 1. So when they put in all the lighthouses, each lighthouse has kind of a different signature. Some are white, some are on for 10 seconds, off for 5. Some are on for 20 seconds, off for 5. Some of them are green, some of them are red. But at any rate, what that is in the nautical charts, you can tell where you are. You can look at this light and see that it's now is on for 3 and off for 1. This one is a red light. And if you look at that and then turn the angle right here, then you can tell where you are. Yeah. However, today, you can tell where you are by just looking at yourself.
That was fun.
That's how people keep track of where they are in boats, and that's how they keep track of where their little kids are. Fresnel lenses are crazy. This guy developed these in the late 1700s, and they use this technology today.
It's pretty crazy.
This technology is what keeps your headlights shining straight down the road.
Oh, it's the same thing? Okay.
It's these little angles that they have in here that capture the light and reflect it straight out, as opposed to letting it just go all over the place. So,
Thanks. Have a great day.
you bet. This kind of shows the depths of the oceans right around us.
All the lighthouses in California.
Pinos Lighthouse will continue to be a destination rich in history.
So even though they have this lighthouse, these are all the shipwrecks that have happened.
Away, the lighthouse lifts its massive masonry.
They say it's because of all the dense fog and storms.
Cloud by day. This is the story of the Point Pinos Lighthouse. My name is Emily Fish, lighthouse keeper for
These
Point
are all the
Pinos
shipwrecks.
for over 20 years. The Point Pinos Lighthouse is set at the southern entrance to Monterey Bay. But before we begin,
Oh, stairs are gone.
set the stage and understand the right of what was happening when Point Pinos was built. On
That's brass? That's brass. Yeah. That's kind for me? For a lighthouse.
Some cool facts from the video I just watched is that, oh, hold on. Gas-fired water heater. This lighthouse was the first lighthouse ever manned by a female lighthouse keeper. It's kind of cool. Her husband was the keeper, but he was shot on a hunting trip and she took over. There's a cistern. Captured rainwater for use. The lighthouse did go dark twice, once during the 1906 San Francisco earthquake, and then during World War II when it became a military base.
When we service the lighthouses, they were shutting them down, so I started taking photos. I got
Look across the way there, you see where that green building is in that area. The Pacific Improvement Company were raising buffalo across the street from the beach. They're also crossbreeding with cattle. Has anybody ever heard of beefalo? That's what they were. So these buffalo,
It's a washroom.
on hay every day. This is pretty boring. They could smell the vegetables over here in the garden. So they would, picture you see on the top there, behind them, shows the hedges that Emily eventually planted around the lighthouse to keep the stinking buffalo. All right, so now I've told you about the other two rooms, and do you want to stay and hear about World War II? I think we just continue talking. And I'm in our 170-year history, the lights been on. 1906 earthquake. So they brought in a couple of groups, the beach patrol, the middle picture there, they brought in 120 sailors, mostly reservists.
From here you can see the light.
Around that time, we had 95 acres. That's how big the lighthouse property was. Today, it's down to about 25. So they had these 4 barracks. They had stables for the
Something I learned earlier, sorry, very tight spaces in here. Every lighthouse has its own
story goes, they had a copper wire buried in the sand.
signature. On for 2 minutes, or on for 2 seconds, off for 2 seconds, on for 3 seconds, off for 4 seconds. That way each ship knows exactly where they are. It's kind of cool. So this one is on for 2 seconds, off for 1 second.
They brought in 50 soldiers and 455 millimeter cannons. And set them up along this fairway right next to where we're at here. If you look closely at that picture, you'll notice the soldiers brought all black. It was still segregated during World War II. Blacks only fought in black units. The 54th was an all black unit. So they bring 50 soldiers here, they take care of the cannons. They got them all over this country. We find out that many of these soldiers.
It's very short in here.
Just like Kate Williams and all these other guys. These guys were professional players. So they came to Pacific Grove, part of their assignment. They brought balls and bats and gloves with them. They had all their equipment. So when they got here to town, they pulled the team. And they were out practicing one day. Practicing. And the Pacific Grove High School sees
My size 13s are not easily
well, the Pacific Grove team
walking on these steps.
baseball that day. Have you ever seen Bingo Wong and Kevin and all stars? That played with my name. So they went on, and they had such a good time. I said, well, let's play against all the high school teams. The poster behind you on the left talks a little bit about the treatment of the Italian people in this area. Now, Monterey area is largely Japanese and Italian. Before the war, largely. So we've sent Japanese people off. And in that top paragraph, if you get a chance to read it, this is probably on our website, talks about the restrictions that Italian people had. Obviously, they weren't allowed to have guns, maps, radios, phones, or anything like that. And then the government looked at our area here and says, well, you know what, we should call this a prohibited zone. And what that means is if you're Italian, you can't live here. We didn't send them to Italy. Surveying this, we're in the middle of a dense pine tree forest. Dense enough that you can't walk between the trees. And they decided this was the spot to build a lighthouse, but it was their third choice. If you've been along the coast here, you know the point there, Point Pinos, where the rocks are, was their first choice. Point Pinos actually serves as the boundary for the Pacific Ocean on the left and Monterey Bay on the right. Most ships coming into Monterey Harbor would come around Point Pinos, so that would have been the logical place to build it. But there's not enough land. Those rocks and then all washed away by the ocean and said, well, we don't want to risk it there. So let's just put it down here on the beach. Now the beach has a lot of land, but it doesn't have bedrock. Our outside walls are 16-inch granite. Very heavy. And I can imagine it just sinking into the ground after a while. So they looked up the hill here, and when they were designing the lighthouses, they wanted the lens to be 89 feet above sea level. And if they'd chosen those first two places, the tower would have had to be 89 feet tall, from sea level up to the 89 feet. So the advantage of putting it up on the hill here is we're already 54 feet up. So the tower would only have to be 35. But the real reason they built it here, the lighthouse here, was access to the quarry. I told you, 16-inch granite. It was quarried in Monterey.
So that's the Point Pinos Lighthouse. I hope you enjoyed that. I thought it was very informative. Not many lighthouses operational left. So you get a chance to go visit one. We actually passed a couple on the drive up from Santa Monica along the one, but it's the only one that we can actually visit. So yeah. So thanks for watching. If you're first time here, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. What would you like to see us go visit? And until next time, when we see where the road takes us, we'll see you. Thanks for watching.